I have been to 36 countries and I've never once had to go into debt in order to fund my travels. Here's how. Hi, I'm Rennie. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. I am someone who makes content all about financial literacy and travel. So if you are new here, you don't know, but I have been away for about a month. And the reason is because I have been traveling the world. This year, I have been to Brazil, Colombia, Peru, Antigua, and Nigeria. And I just want to brag about it a little bit and say I did not go into debt for these things because I have a travel fund. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing all about how you can start your own travel fund and how I started mine. First things first, what is a travel fund? In my definition, a travel fund is an account, a bank account that you set aside specifically for travel. Usually what we do is we have a savings account, and we have that savings account and we save for our house here, we save for our car here, we save for a travel here, we save for everything in that account. The reason I like to separate my goals and have a travel account specifically is because if an emergency happens and I somehow have to take out of that account, I do not know which goal I'm taking it out of, and therefore it's kind of hard to know how much money I actually have to travel. So personally, I like to separate it. Let me know in the comments, do you have a travel fund yet, or will you be starting one? Let me know. I actually started my travel fund back when I was in university. So I started university in 2014, and I realized that I wanted to travel, but I was no longer under mommy and daddy's wing where they would just be taking me on every vacation. So I realized I had to start saving up for travel. And at that time, I was working minimum wage. I could only put away $50 a month, or sometimes $50 bi-weekly, depending on how much I was working. So I knew that I could not save much, but I did start saving about $50 minimum a month towards my travel, so that when the day came where I wanted to book a trip, I would have some money there instead of putting it on my credit card and then going into debt. And don't get me wrong, I do use credit cards, but I do not pay any interest on my credit card, and I'll get into that in this video. I'm a big proponent of spending on the things that you value. We call this value-based spending, where majority of your money should be going to things that you love to spend on. So for example, I know rent, we have to spend on that, or your mortgage, you have to spend on that. But there are other options like spending on travel and investing. Those would be my number one and my number two outside of my mortgage things that I spend on. And again, the reason is because I really love those things and they bring me joy, so I'm going to put as much of my money there as possible. And the way that you can do this is by first creating your budget and seeing how much money you have to spend on your fixed expenses, and everything else should go towards the things that you love and that you value. So here are the steps to start a travel fund if travel is something that you love and that you value. Number one, open a high interest savings account. I cannot stress this enough. It is so important to open a completely separate account for your travel goal. So go to your local bank or go online and open a bank account, and open the one with the highest interest rate possible. I have lots of videos that compare the best high interest savings accounts in Canada, but just the cliff notes, if you're not going to go and watch that, you can open an account with any of the online only banks, and they pay a higher interest rate than the traditional banks. So these are banks like EQ Bank, Simply Financial, Tangerine, Neo Financial, Savin Financial, those are all, and Wealthsimple Cash actually also has 4% interest. So I will leave some links in my bio or in the description box below, so you can check out some of these accounts if it does interest you. But wherever you decide to open it, just know that you should open a separate account for this new goal that you have. The second thing I want you to do is to calculate how much you can comfortably save towards this goal monthly. So something that makes travel funds ineffective is when you're putting so much money each month that it doesn't make sense for your other bills, and then you're having to take from this account every month in order to pay your other bills. So what I want you to do is set your budget. Figure out how much comes into your account each month and how much comes out of your account each month for your fixed expenses. Then I want you to see how much you can comfortably afford to save. Right now we're in a tough financial situation, so it may be that you can only save $100 a month, $50 a month, but remember, it is better than saving $0 a month towards this goal and then going to debt when it is time for you to travel. So that is what I would recommend for you. So sit down, write out your budget, see how much on a regular basis you have been spending, how much is coming in on a regular basis, and then see how much you can comfortably put towards this goal. Alongside this, I also want you to set a travel goal. So set a travel goal, and if your goal is to go to one country per year and you know that trip will cost you about $2,500, then you need to calculate how much money per month or how long it will take you to reach that goal. So you have to calculate how much money you have to put towards this goal per month in order to reach it in the time period that you have. If that timeline does not align with the amount of money that you can put in comfortably each month, then you either need to increase the contributions by increasing your income, or you need to extend the time period in which it will take you to reach your goal. The third thing that I want you to do is to automate your transfers. This one is one of the most important things, okay? So you always want to pay yourself first. Before your bills, before anything, before your mortgage, before anything, maybe except for your tithes. You'll pay your tithes first, but other than that, you want to pay yourself first. And this means that you set a recurring transfer on your account on the second Friday of every month. I want $50 to come from my checking account and go directly into my savings account. The reason that I say this is because it allows the money to be taken from your account and going towards your goal before you even have the chance to miss it. And that is the key. We don't want you to see that money sitting in your checking account and be like, I want to spend this on McDonald's, and go spend it. We want it to automatically come out. And when things are automated, we're more likely to stick to them. So that is tip 3. Number 4 goes along with 3, but this is to contribute to your travel fund even when you don't have travel planned. Again, I started this in university. I had no flights planned or anything, or no potential trips, but I wanted to know that whenever that did arise, I would have money there. So even now, right now, I do not have any trips planned because I have been traveling for 5 months straight. So I don't have any trips planned, but every month, you better believe I'm still gonna put that $500 into my travel fund, because I know that I will have trips planned next year and I won't have to go into debt for any of them. Number 5, once you have your destination in mind and you are ready to book, I don't want you to book with your debit card. Instead, I want you to book on your credit card that you have, so you can get some of the perks and the bonuses that come with booking on a credit card. So when I book, I will either book with my PC Financial credit card, my Amex Travel Business Platinum card, or my PC Financial card. And the reason is because all of these cards give me great benefits. So my PC card will give, imagine I book like $1,000 trip on my PC credit card. I'm going to get PC points, which will then give me groceries after that. But if I did pay with cash, I would not be able to get this benefit. So that is the reason why you always want to book on your credit card, but you never book anything on your credit card that you don't have available in cash. So if you have now saved $1,500 in your travel fund, you do not want to book anything more than $1,500 on your credit card, because you cannot afford it, even if your credit limit is $5,000. So just remember that your travel fund dictates how much you can comfortably book on your credit card. The last thing that you want to do is rinse and repeat. So even when you do go on a trip, you still want to keep doing this. Every single month you're contributing to your travel fund. And again, this is how I have been able to go to 36 countries. Another thing I have been able to do, and the reason I've been able to do this, is because I get cheap flights, and I am always on the hunt for cheap flights. I use different newsletters like Next Departure, like Secret Flying, like The Impatient Tourist, to find cheap flights. My flight to Brazil was actually $299.98. That is something I am extremely proud of, and it's something that you could utilize too if you want to. So if you want a whole video on how I find cheap flights to different countries across the world, you can let me know. I'm curious, will you be opening a travel fund, or do you already have one? I would love to know. Let me know by leaving a comment down below, and let me know what else you want to see from my channel, because I got you. See you in the next video. Bye.